Shopper Stop. Hi, I'm Sreekanth Chetlur, Chief E-commerce Officer at Shopper Stop. I've been with Shopper Stop just over 3 years now.
Atul Shinde here. I am Deputy General Manager Omnichannel Marketing over here. It's been almost 3 years working with Shopper Stop.
Shreejit Joshi. I have been working with Shopper Stop for 1.5 years.
Our loyalty program, which is called First Citizen, is one of the most reputed loyalty programs within the retail businesses in the country, holding on to more than 10 million active members.
At the same time, our omnichannel presence. It's not only where you go physically. In case the same customer wants to maybe buy any product which is where the store is not present, you can always log into our app or our website and make a transaction.
With the introduction of Gen AI, we are seeing a lot of applications there happening. Right now, it's kind of restricted to on the customer service side in terms of handling calls and handling messages, but also in terms of our copywriting skills. But having said that, one of the critical things which we as an organization have been fairly clear on and made leaps and bounds in terms of the growth is the kind of work we're doing on our loyalty program, which is creating persona-led communication and rather than the old school RFM way of targeting. So I think there's been a lot of advancements there, and that's all driven through AI and machine learning. Back in the day, shopperstop.com, from a loyalty standpoint in our offline business, it is massive, north of 70-75% of our sales coming in from our first citizens. Whereas on the online side, because it was obviously a later entry, but we have seen a very strong numbers coming in from our first citizens. We are seeing a lot of our first citizens actually shopping across both channels. And when they shop across both channels, I think the economies of scale really comes in with regards to the wallet spend they do, the number of transactions they do across both channels. And from an economic standpoint, it makes a lot more sense because the cost of acquisition is only going to go down because the number of transactions are expanding. So I do feel that retention and loyalty, I think it just goes hand in hand. We just need to ensure that we are at the right place with all the customer data we've got, which is the first party data. We can't be complacent, but rather make sure we are very effective in terms of our communication and don't bombard them, provide quality content, but then stay relevant to the evolving audiences which we've got. With 2.5 million app downloads and more than 10 million loyalty members, retention is actually the single biggest enabler for us to bring those customers back and ensure that there is an ecosystem which we end up creating for all their needs.
For example, a woman customer who's trying to buy either maybe beauty as a segment, there is a relevant targeting being done to that set of customer. And then WebEngage helps to curate this code for us. Using WebEngage, we have different initiatives been planned. For example, filling all the leakages from customers' life cycle, right? From a customer who comes first time, who installs the app, till he goes to the product, reviews the product, to add to cart, till he goes to payment page and then checkout, right? So every time there is a leakage, we have ensured that we have journey been placed so that relevant targeting is been done to that customer. And of course, basis the customer's life cycle, even this particular targeting is happening at a very so those set of customer gets very relevant communication.
So one that we do is abandoned cart campaign. So wherein we not only send out to customers who have just abandoned the cart, but we rather break them into new customers, the customers who have just arrived in the app and then abandoned, and all as opposed to repeat customers. And in that we do a further drilling down of customers according to the cart value. Then we send a different kind of communication. So like if a customer has a cart value of about 5,000 and is abandoned, then we send a particular set of communication, be it SMS or push notification with a particular coupon code. But to a new customer who has just come and he's abandoned, that a different set of communication.
The way the retention and our partnership with WebEngage has been from a 7 to 8% contribution to revenues to being almost 14 to 15%, which has happened in literally 12 months' time. That is good enough for me to not have too many meetings with Atul, because Atul has delivered on the numbers along with WebEngage. So yeah, that's what I would like to say.
Isha Sani has been very helpful in terms of guiding us across the usage of WebEngage. One thing is, of course, using the platform, but another important element is how do we use it? And that's where the CSM which has come into the picture and help us a lot over there.
WebEngage has been a tool which has been very helpful for us, not in terms of just my experience as a campaign manager, but also in terms of the revenue and the returns that we are getting from the time that has been invested.
WebEngage. Retention simplified.